A good bit of kit, this. Renewed. This area up here is where the perforation is. This lane is the lane that the logs go. This lane conveyor brings the cores to the rewinder. Here we have the core hopper, which feeds the cores, straight to the rewinder. They come back along this one and roll down to the tail seal, which puts the glue onto the tail of the log. From here they're ejected, they roll down, and they come onto the accumulator. Walking backwards gently. From the accumulator they then come along, they go into the log saw. In the log saw there is a thing called Trimex. The Trimex here ejects the short ends at both ends of the log, while the cut rolls, toilet rolls, then carry along the conveyor, and they're fed according to however it's being logged. It jogs backwards and forwards. So at the moment it's set up for doing 2 lots of 4 onto the wrapping machine, which picks everything up, forms the bags, and spits them out the other end. And for instance, if you look in here, that is a bag formed for the cash and carry market. So now coming back to the accumulator moves all on the inside. You have this big bar here which moves up and down, and this fills the accumulator up with logs as you need. And you can use it in 2 ways. You can use it as a buffer stock for when there are issues downstream, if you have some kind of a hold up, or you can simply use it until you fill the accumulator up, whereupon you can then start the other line, start the log saw and the wrapping to run for a solid block until you empty the accumulator. So it's quite a flexible beast, and it's something that every toilet roll line has, almost without exception, with one possible exception which I'm aware of, which you're also aware of. So they come out, they end up coming around here, they drop into the conveyor, which has pushers which push the log into the log saw one step at a time, so that it does the So it chops off as needed. The log saw has 2 sharpening stones, so it's continually self-sharpening, so you never end up with an issue of the sharpening. Now here's a classic example of the end of a log, okay? You can see the tail seal, it's been cut off, but then you get to the end of the log and you end up with this little bit here. So the toilet rolls continue along here. This piece comes along here, gets to this point here, goes along, falls in, and is ejected out of that little conveyor into the tail ends bin for recycling. So, leaving the log saw, we have the conveyors carry it on continually, and the conveyors can split it off into 2 sides. You can split it off into take 4 wide, 2 wide, and all of the changes in the middle that you need. This is the Casoli start-stop panel. The machine. It's a Casoli Pack 691RT. The date on this is 20th of February 1991. So it's already 10 years younger than the equipment in Botswana. The backs are released in the configuration that they want. They're brought along here. They come in, they're lifted up, and this whole arrangement is what forms the bags that they will go in. There we have the loading for the plastic rolls that form the bags. In this case, just a clear plastic bowl. You can see it's got automatic cutting knives, forms the bags. The bags then shoot off down the conveyor, and this is where the heat sealed at the end. So they heat seal the bags. Each one of these pairs of forks coming along represents starting the bag. The bag comes out the end, and again, you've got a bag which is sealed at the end, so it's not going to be subject to any problems of humidity or insects or anything that you're likely to get anywhere in the world, but particularly in Africa. That's this machine. Now, once you have it coming off the end of that, whereas they were packing it straight into a container for going off to the thing, it can come equally straight onto the conveyors, comes along the conveyors, unnecessary amount of conveyors, however, comes into the Rapmatic, which takes the bag, and you can see, if you look inside, the bag's already in there, ready to fire into line to go down to the bagging machine. So it comes in here. Sorry, I'm going to stop this and go around the other side. Okay, I'm now on the other side of the machine, actually where the control panel is. So they've put along, they come into this area here, depending on how, it's just set up depending on how wide you want to make your bags and the bag configuration. Comes to this plate here, which is an upender, which basically picks the flat roll and brings them up to here. Now you've got them sitting on their ends in a suitable format, and now they come along. They come along here to the bagging unit, which seals them in the finished bags. Again, you've got bag forming here. Normally you would only use clear plastic. You don't need to put labeling on the bundles because the bags inside the bundles already have the labeling. And this is where it forms the folding sections. Again, control panel, and then the bundles come off the end out here, and at this point in time you can see actually every time it cuts one bundle, it's forming the next one ready, and from here it comes out and the people just are putting them straight on containers. So just walking around the machine so you can see the loading the roll on here loading the roll on here of the plastic rolls, rolling them onto the stand there to go onto the format. So here's the line now from the other side. This is an extremely flexible machine. Very quickly, this is the plastic for the forming of the own brand rolls. You can have the plastic in whatever format you want, no problem, as opposed to the clear, which is already set up for the cash and carry market. Here's some good examples of finished product. Actually, they have got bundles which are bundled with a single layer on the outside. This is from the bundling machine, which is bundles of the separate interiors without anybody looking. I open it up and I take out the finished product, which is emerald white toilet tissue, blah, 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 blah. Here I've actually opened a roll, and you can see, I'm not sure if it shows up on this, but the quality of the cut off is fantastic. The perforation.